And as I said before, your goal should be to accumulate as much Bitcoin and Ethereum / other cryptos as you want as possible, because they are coming for it. And you do not want to sell in the next coming 2 years to them. Maybe in the short term you could sell, but in the long term, in the next coming 2.5 years roughly, you do not want to sell to them at all. Accumulate smart is the key. What's up, guys? Cryptomindd here. So, update time, because the market made some movements and it looks pretty good, but let's cover everything. First of all, let's start on Twitter actually. As we can see, guys, here I have a few tabs open. There's a lot going on. So a few days ago, maybe a week ago, 10 days ago, there was a rumor that Binance US customers, their assets might be frozen, which caused some fear in the market. Coinbase being sued, Binance US being sued. A lot of bullshit. And now, a few days later, guess what's going on? Not people, but big ass companies and asset managers filing for Bitcoin ETFs. This is crazy, guys. Like, this is very, very bullish news. There's a lot going on. For example, here, Binance launches in Kazakhstan. Pretty big as well, as they are supported by a banking system, if I remember good. Then here, this very funny as well. The Fed Chairman Powell. The Bitcoin and crypto asset class appears to have some staying power in the US economy. No shit, bro. Anyway, then we have this one here. Bitwise officially filed a 19B4 for its spot Bitcoin ETF. Very big as well. And then, of course, the biggest one so far, I guess, BlackRock, filing for a Bitcoin ETF as well. Guys, this company holds $10 trillion. And a lot of these big asset managers are entering the space right now or filing for Bitcoin ETFs. So guys, they are coming for your crypto. They are coming for the normal people, their crypto. Do not sell against these people. Keep playing it smart along the way. That's the biggest thing to make it in general in crypto. But I do not advise you to sell towards these people in the next coming year or two. In the short term, yeah, the Bitcoin price will see lower momentum incoming again, but overall, I would highly suggest you to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible, because they are coming for it, guys. They are entering the space, and this, again, as I said in my former videos, this will be the last major bull run before all these big guys in here are playing with the market, and it will become slightly less profitable again. Know that every market cycle is changing. Profits become less and less in Bitcoin. And once these guys are in, guys, we will not see an X10 anymore on Bitcoin, most likely. An X20. All these things will fade away. So this bull run that is coming, it's make or break for you. Anyway, let's just get into price action. The biggest question a lot of people have probably is, are we expecting correction? Should I sell? Should I buy? Should I take my profits? Should I hold? I'll cover it all for you. But again, none is financial advice, and you should always make your own decisions. If we look at price action, we can see that we broke certain key levels. We broke above this key level and we broke above this key level. Now facing resistance here. It is very logical to expect that Bitcoin could see lower momentum back incoming, at least towards this level, but I would like to see this level being retested, as it's a structural level. If the structural level does hold support, we could see Bitcoin climb still higher to then break above this resistance back towards this target. Of course, it is possible that Bitcoin only retraces this far, holds support, and is like, you know what, I'm gonna go up another leg higher, and boom, breaks above this resistance here and brings us again towards $35,000, $36,000. $35,000 is one of my initial targets, with a simple reason. If we look at the CME futures charts, there's a beautiful gap here on $35,000 exactly. So this is a gap that I expect to be retested, and this is a gap where I as well expect, if it gets retested in the next coming weeks or days, that it will be a heavy resistance and that we will still see bearish momentum incoming in the market. It is not because all these things are going on here of asset managers filing for Bitcoin ETFs that the price will not go down anymore or will continuously go up. Again, I do not expect Bitcoin to break its all-time high this year, not at all. And I also do not expect Bitcoin to break this current cycle low at $15,500. What I do expect in the next coming weeks and months is more bearish momentum, at least back towards the 21K. 21K seems like a very reasonable target to target again, which if we do reach 35K would be a nice 30-40% drop, which makes sense with what happened in former cycles before a recovery officially came back, as we can see in the past. For example, okay, the past is not here, but here, let me go to, there it is, this chart. We had this as well. We went bullish till roughly beginning of July, then a slow downside momentum came, and eventually recovery started. Now, this here is all because of COVID, as you know, little scam dump, I would say. Let's not really talk about this whole thing. But as you can see, the market found its top in July back in the past, went down, had a good correction of around 53% before continuing to the upside, guys, before eventually finding recovery. I do expect roughly the same to happen here again, and it would make sense to expect 21K to be incoming again, or even potentially $18,000. It's still not closed out, but let's of course start with 21K and other key levels above. First, this one has to be broken, and then we will be brought lower. Key now for Bitcoin for the bulls is to break above this resistance, but be aware that retests might happen. My biggest advice for you is in the next coming days to potentially look where to take some profits off the table. Because again, from this point here to this point where we are right now, I think Bitcoin is roughly up 24-25%. Let's see, around 24% almost. Bitcoin is now up that amount, which is pretty big and pretty fast as well in a very short time period. Here was the FUD. Here is the bullish news. It's all funny how this space works. But I do advise you to maybe look where you could potentially take some profits and where you could scale back in. Again, know that the bearish momentum will not come at one candle. It will come over time and it will be likely slow momentum as well. So be patient to buy back in once you sell or take some profits, because I do still think that the market will see lower momentum and that you could capitalize on that bearish momentum. And as I said before, your goal should be to accumulate as much Bitcoin and Ethereum / other cryptos as you want as possible, because they are coming for it. And you do not want to sell in the next coming 2 years to them. Maybe in the short term you could sell, but in the long term, in the next coming 2.5 years roughly, you do not want to sell to them at all. Accumulate smart is the key. If you do not accumulate smart, things will not end up very well for you. Now let's quickly look as well at Bitcoin dominance. Always useful to see where this is at. And Bitcoin dominance has been seeing bullish momentum as well. Now we see some altcoins being consolidative / a little bit bullish right now. But the perspective as well remains the same, guys. As soon as Bitcoin does find resistance, could be at 30K, could be at 32, could be at 35K, could be even potentially at 38K, God knows. But as soon as Bitcoin finds resistance and heads down again, this will continue very likely to go to the upside and altcoins will even bleed more. So use this bullish momentum in the best way possible. Don't get too greedy. Do not expect all-time highs to be broken, because this has still a way to go to the upside before eventually heading down again for a bull market in the altcoins and in the normal Bitcoin and Ethereum. Overall, guys, it does look good what is coming to us in the next coming weeks and months. There's a lot of bullish news, but again, play it smart. That will remain the key in this whole make or break it thing. Alright, guys, see you in the next video.